The left knee is a hinge joint because the joint is assembled between two or more bones, where the bones can only move along one axis to flex or extend. The bones that are involved in the connection of the left knee joint are the femur, tibia, fibula, and the patella. The muscles that are involved in the connection of the left knee joint are the quadriceps, the hamstrings, and the gastrocnemius, also known as the calf. The origin of the quadricep muscle is at the head of the femur, and the insertion point of the quadriceps is at the top of the tibia. The origin of the hamstring muscle is at the pelvis, and the insertion point of the hamstring muscle is at the fibula. The first phase of pace bowling is the preparation stage, also known as the gathering phase or jump of the delivery. The movement that is taking place in the left knee during the preparation stage is flexion. I know this is flexion because the movement of flexion occurs when the angle decreases between two body parts. In this preparation phase, I bend my knee from around a 180-degree angle when on the ground about to jump into the preparation stage, then bend my knee to around a 100 to 90-degree angle when in midair. Whilst entering the preparation stage, I am decreasing the angle between the femur, tibia, and fibula bones, therefore resulting in the movement of flexion. In the preparation stage, the agonist muscle, which is the muscle that is contracting and shortening, is the hamstring muscle. The antagonist muscle in the gathering phase is the quadriceps. This is because the quadricep muscle is lengthening and relaxing. Since muscles work in pairs, the hamstring contracts, which pulls the joint, which makes you bend your knees. The quadricep muscle is relaxing to allow this movement to happen effectively. The next phase following on from the preparation stage is the execution phase, also referred to as the delivery stride or the delivering of the ball. The next movement following on from flexion is extension. This is taking place during the execution phase. Extension is taking place in my left knee because as I'm going into the execution phase or delivery stride, my knee begins to drive through and extends and straightens in order to maximize the length of my stride and also make me more balanced and gain more power and energy at the crease. I know this movement is extension because the movement of extension only occurs when you increase the angle between two body parts. Whilst performing the movement of extension, I begin to increase the angle between the femur, tibia, and fibula bones from around a 100 to 90-degree angle back to a 180-degree angle when my left leg first plants. In the execution phase, the agonist muscle is the quadriceps and the antagonist muscle is the hamstring muscle. This is because the movement of the agonist muscle, the quadriceps, is contracting and shortening, which pulls the joint, which makes your knee straighten. On the other hand, the hamstring is lengthening and relaxing to allow this movement to happen effectively. The next phase following on from the execution phase is the follow-through phase. The movement that is occurring during the follow-through phase is flexion. I know this movement is flexion because flexion only occurs when the angle between two body parts is decreased. The knee begins to bend from a 180-degree angle when delivering the ball back to a 90-degree angle between the femur, tibia, fibula, and the patella when following through after delivering the ball. The left elbow joint is a hinge joint. This is because it is assembled between two or more bones, where the bones can only move along one axis to flex or extend. The bones involved in the connection of the left elbow joint are the humerus, radius, and the ulna. And the muscles involved in the connection of the left elbow joint are the triceps and the biceps. The origin of the tricep muscle is at the head of the humerus, and the insertion point of the tricep muscle is at the top of the ulna towards the elbow joint. The biceps is at the bottom of the scapula, and the insertion point of the biceps is again at the top of the ulna towards the elbow joint. The movement occurring at the left elbow during the preparation phase is extension. I know this movement is extension because extension only occurs when you increase the angle between two body parts. In the preparation phase, my elbow extends from a 90-degree angle to roughly a 180-degree angle between the radius, ulna, and the humerus. In the preparation phase, the agonist muscle, which is the muscle that is contracting and shortening, is the tricep muscles. The antagonist muscle in the gathering phase is the biceps. This is because they're lengthening and relaxing. Since muscles work in pairs, the tricep contracts, which pulls my left elbow joint and makes it straighten. The bicep muscles are relaxing and lengthening to allow this movement to happen effectively. During the execution phase, the movement following on from extension is flexion. This is taking place in my left elbow joint, because as I'm entering the execution phase or delivery stride, my elbow needs to bend and be pulled down towards my body in order to generate faster speed of the right arm in order to deliver the ball at a faster speed. I know this movement is flexion because flexion only occurs when the angle between two body parts is decreased. Whilst performing the movement of flexion, the angle between my radius, ulna, and humerus decreases from around a 180-degree angle to a 90-degree angle when pulled to my body. The agonist muscle in the execution phase is the biceps, and the antagonist muscle is the tricep muscles. I know this because the antagonist muscle, the biceps, is contracting and shortening, which pulls the elbow joint in and makes the joint bend. And the antagonist tricep muscles are lengthening and relaxing in order to allow the movement to occur effectively. During the follow-through phase, the movement that is occurring on my left elbow is extension. I know this movement is extension because the movement of extension only occurs when the angle between two body parts is increased. Once my left arm is pulled down towards my body, it is at a 190-degree angle, and during the follow-through phase, my elbow begins to extend. Roughly a 130-degree angle. Although it's not a 180-degree angle, it still is an extension of the joint. On the left of the screen is Jhye Richardson. He is a talented fast bowler from Australia who can consistently hit speeds of over 140 kilometers an hour. Richardson is much taller and has much longer limbs than I do. He has a lot more muscle mass than I do in my arms, my legs, and my back. These attributes can affect fast bowling because more height and longer limbs can result in a much larger leverage and also delivery stride. As a result of these features, Jhye Richardson is able to accomplish a much larger delivery stride and also has much larger leverage when at the crease. As a result of these attributes, Jhye Richardson is able to hit speeds of up over 140 km an hour consistently. As a result of this, he is bowling 30 to 40 km faster than me on average.